Echo. Here we go, we're live, we're on YouTube right now. It's about 2 minutes past 5, but time doesn't mean anything. It's not a real thing. It's not real. It's man-made. Live at 5, it started. Get your questions in, loads.
Isn't YouTube man-made?
YouTube is, as is time.
Okay, but you can't bomb time and like YouTube.
No,
YouTube's a real thing, but it's a man-made.
But it's...
But sorry.
I think
Oh, you know what I've just done? Because I got an iPhone, I've just took a screenshot. There's more things on my camera roll, screenshots, than anything else. Screenshots.
Instagram!
Yeah, loads of Instagram on. They're normally the ones you send me. I'm like that, watching them, me missing.
Hang on. This is not Patreon.
Yeah.
This isn't the Circle
Hello,
Trust.
YouTube.
This isn't the Circle Trust.
No, tactics, like, whatever you should play.
What, 2 up front?
2 up front. 2 up front.
Let
Try
us
and
know.
get round the back as often as you can.
I always find that quite a messy tactic, though.
It can be, but it depends.
Just let us know how we are sounding, how we are looking. I know we're looking good, and I'm pretty sure we're sounding good, but I want you to tell us that, because it makes my ego go through the roof. No, from a technical side.
Yeah.
I like people to tell me that I'm doing a good job technically.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks, Paz. I like the fact that you brought over a jive, just one jive.
I thought you had one.
Oh, there's no jive.
You had the Titan.
I mean, that was pre-show. I was a pre-show Titan. You know what I'm like for a pre-show Titan?
Billy will bring one over, didn't he?
Yeah, Billy. That's what Billy says. He got nothing else to do. You're all right at the moment, Bill. Don't worry about it. You
just
keep
like
Everton.
a jive over here in a minute for Pep.
Billy is currently getting the podcast out. It was an hour and a half podcast. Well, there were spits that you said that should never be appropriate for podcasts.
And then we'll get Billy to clarify.
Feds has said, evening guys, as weirdly satisfying as yesterday's Live at 5 was, rightly angry and miffed. Hope you've both calmed down a bit. I mean, if you weren't watching yesterday's Live at 5, that was on Patreon only. We basically discovered on air that Son had his red card rescinded, and also Paul Joyce's article. There was a few choice words said.
Paul choice words.
There was a few twas, there was a few cars, and there's a few fars. So he said, Feds also said, Ped, are you able to post a link to your radio appearance? It's on Twitter. It's on our Twitter, Feds. I'd love to listen if you did end up losing. There's only that bit. I've had words with them. They tried to get me to say that we should bring Allardyce back, but I wouldn't have it. Gary Ward says, howdy. From America. Alex Stevens says, happy hump day, guys.
It is.
Apparently. I don't really have hump days. Because
it is.
Talking about time.
It is just a hump day, though, isn't it? That's what people call Wednesday, so it's just saying happy hump day.
Because I know we've harped on about it plenty, but I'm still completely wound up about the decision to rescind the red card. But what's even more inexcusable is the admin of Tottenham's Twitter account posting those 4 pictures yesterday of Son smiling and training. The audacity to do that knowing what it would look like to Everton fans as a joke. Spent all day yesterday arguing with clueless Tottenham fans who can't take any responsibility for their players' actions. Well, listen, don't argue with Tottenham fans because fans of any football club are always going to take the side of their own players, except for us, of course, Kevlar fans.
Most of us do. Some don't, but most of us do.
So don't do that. Just feel angry, but don't get involved. It's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. It's not worth it. What's happening on YouTube? Because I imagine lots happening on YouTube.
Loads happening. Danny Austin says, reckon we will play Walcott on the left and Schneidlin and Davis, CDM. Obviously in Saturday. Royal Blue 1878 says, I think no matter what team we put out, we're still going to get the same uninspiring, slow, predictable result.
Okay.
Glenn Watson says, we've been talking a lot about Silva's future, VAR and Son's responsibility for putting Gomez in a dangerous position. Keen to resolve another big issue. The Big Mac or the Whopper, which is better?
Oh, listen. There's no argument about it. Burger King's burgers are better than McDonald's. They're miles better. The
Whopper is better.
The only difference with McDonald's is the service is so much better.
Yeah.
Like literally, You go
Well,
to
people can be bothered in McDonald's.
you go to Burger King. Oh my God, the one in Notty Ash. Jesus Christ. You
You
go.
don't need to name it.
Oh, I'm not bothered. Oh, I'll name and shame. I will name and shame. Customer service, we're doing them
Okay.
a favour. You go to the Burger King in Notty Ash, and honest to God, you ask for a burger, and they look at you like you've just thrown a firework at their nan. Honestly, that's what they look like.
I haven't got a nan.
Well, I haven't. But I remember someone setting a firework off that nearly hit my nan in Blackpool. And that's why I hate Blackpool. And maybe fireworks. What are your thoughts on fireworks?
They're all right. I haven't really.
They're all right in Florida, in Disneyland.
The great Disney World.
In
It's
November,
Disney
in
World
Liverpool.
No, listen, it's the only thing I find mad about bonfire night
Yeah.
is
Things on
people
fire.
are literally celebrating a failed terrorist attack. It's a terrorist attack.
On the House of Parliament.
And people celebrate
Well,
it.
to be fair, that does make sense. I mean, if you think about it,
No, I'm just saying.
They're celebrating a failed terrorist attack.
failed.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
It's still mad.
But I
and it's
also-
also mad that you can just basically walk in and buy rockets. from
Yeah,
a
that's
shop.
mad.
That's mad.
I love the fact that, I just love the fact that I did see a couple of Reds tweeting yesterday going, spare a thought for the Genk fans turning up in Liverpool and all they're seeing is fires on every corner and fire explosives.
Yeah, because
They wouldn't have had, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of them would have.
no, but it is. They obviously don't have it.
Yeah.
And someone was surprised a while ago when I said
Yeah.
something about America, and like they were like, "Yeah, imagine what bonfire nights like in America." Like,
To be fair
don't
though
have
to
it.
Guy Fawkes, he did buy his explosives off the Trumps. Because at the time
And the
America was
Romans.
doing a lot of business with the
with
Romans,
Romans,
and America
Oh, yeah.
and you know, so
There you
to
go.
be fair, there's a lot of connections.
I've been to Court in Staffordshire where the gunpowder plot was put together basically.
Yeah. I don't think we should
They had like a big
celebrate it.
tactics map, you know, with like this is how we'll do it.
Heat map.
Yeah, heat map.
Heat
Was
map
there. The
was-
heat map was there. Eugene McGeever says, get well soon for Andre Gomez. Mark Smith says, can you say hello to the biggest Toffees in Colombia? Mark, Maria and our Jack Russell named Blue. Hello, Mark. We just
Colombia.
had Colombia.
Excellent.
So
I'd like to go to Colombia. I was watching a program the other week about Colombia, and you can.
they look like Gloria, it's a modern family.
We,
the women.
the girl on did. But you can go to Escobar's, like one of his old. I know what they do there. Genuinely right. They play paintball on it. Because basically the whole thing was like destroyed.
Yeah,
and now it's
yeah.
like this private app. It's not private because it's public. And they have a paintball thing there because it looks like, like a map in like COD or something. That's what his old house looks like because it was completely bombed and destroyed by when they had their big gunfight. And it looks like a map of COD, so they turned into a paintball place.
Brilliant.
It looks amazing. I want to go. I'm not probably ever going to go, but
No, you're not. Eugene McGeever said Everton will beat...
you said that like me more. No,
You're not. I'm not going to let you. Everton will beat Southampton this Saturday afternoon in St Mary's. Southampton 0 Everton 4. That'll be delicious. Sophie Gallagher says, evening, still gutted about Gomez, especially as it means Snyder Crab will be back in. Marco Silva needs to go.
Snyder crab.
She asked, what did we think of the ban getting overturned?
Typical.
Yeah, I just feel like Everton have been let down. That's how I feel like they've been. Well, and Andre Gomez. I know.
I'm not angry, I'm disappointed.
No, I just do. I feel like it's like another smack in the face. We've had a few over the last couple of weeks with VAR and stuff, and this one. Listen, I think Tottenham should have just took the ban, given what's happened to Gomez. But they're entitled if they feel like it wasn't a red, but it was. They're entitled to it, but what can you say? Michael Barrett says a whopper is better than a Big Mac.
Michael knows.
Colin Taylor says real bad decisions on and off the pitch. Now we need real leaders. And James Capper says you guys obviously have connections with the club. Can you organise a hugathon for Andre so we have the chance to show? Well, I think at the moment he's been at Finch Farm today. You said so.
He was there yesterday.
Oh,
There's a
yesterday.
picture of him yesterday.
So that's good, isn't it? That I believe it was very good. Everything went well and all that. So we just wish him all the best. I don't think he wants to hug anyone at the moment, other than his,
and you got to think about
his girlfriend.
you got to think about the infection as well.
Yeah.
High infection levels, more people you hug, especially this time of year.
This time of year is
You
probably.
know, you want to.
Tom Walsh wants to know what's the best crisp flavour.
Oh,
I like cheese and onion, but I really like sweet, like a chili flavour crisp.
beef and mustard. Brannigan's
Brannigan's beef and mustard.
used to be beautiful back in the
Okay.
day.
Phil Dolan says that if we don't get a win on Saturday, it's a taxi for Silver. Gary Climo replying to the crisp thing was salt and vinegar every time.
What if you've got a cold sore? You wouldn't,
now.
or
I don't get cold sores,
or you've bit
luckily.
your nail too far
I
down,
don't.
and you get the salt underneath your nail. So
Stop-
it can't be every
stop biting
time.
your nails.
No, I know.
Bobby C says, our Everton Football Club a soft touch on and off the field.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
You needed to be a patron, really, Bobby,
I
because
think Bobby is it?
if you are a patron, Bob,
Yes,
then
there is. It was
you
just
will have seen the Tuesday topic,
off,
and you
yeah.
will have seen
Yesterday's live was off.
yesterday's live in regards to whether Everton are too soft. If you're not, then you've missed out, basically. Jason says, what's the point of supporting Everton apart from us being terrible on the pitch? We have no backbone off it. Everything seems to be run by people who don't have a clue.
Well, the thing about it is, back in the day, even if we were getting beat, you had a sense of pride in everything that was going on at the club. I have very little.
I think we said
I just feel like at the moment we're like frozen in time, and we're waiting for this stadium to happen, and like it's all magically gonna be all right once the stadium. But I remember going to a match, like early Moyes era, and it was just around the same time I met my missus, and I've said this before, and we used to go out after games, you know, no matter what, and you go to away games, and it was just a general feeling of positivity. And I don't know, listen, I don't know whether social media might have affected this. It was just a general feeling of positivity everywhere you went, and you felt like things were on the right track, and you wouldn't win every week. I went to Newcastle, and we got beat 6-2. But you know what? It was Moyes' third game, but you know what?
and we were winning.
There was a sense of pride, absolute sense of pride.
There's a sense of everyone was in it together.
Together, yeah.
Now, I mean, at the weekend, there was fighting amongst our own fans at different places
Well,
in the stadium.
you know what it was like that though, Matt? Wembley. Remember Wembley, the semi-final? It was horrible.
I used to go to quite a lot of away games years ago, everywhere. And every time you turn up at these grounds, you felt amazing. Yeah. You felt like there was you and 2,000 or 3,000. Everyone were all in it. We're in it together, taking on all of this stadium with these players, and we're backing them. And you know what? We're playing Southampton at the weekend. I remember going there for a 5:30 kickoff or 5:15 kickoff, and Steve, when Moyes was here, went all the way down to Southampton. Steve Watson scored the win, and we won 1-0. Yeah. We were crap. We were hanging on, staying up. Moyes kept us up. It was that year he first just coming. I've been to Southampton in the past and all that, but that was a day we were all there. Everyone just got behind the players, but all the fans were in it together. London, go to all the London games, and it was like, well, I'm here together, and everyone will look after each other. Now I see, you know, things outside. People tell me at this away ground, this happened, and at this. It's our own fans within the stadium. I don't understand where that's come from. I don't understand, because listen, you're never gonna like if you're in a room with 100 people, there's probably 10 who you don't like and they don't like you. But you'd like to think the other 90 you'd be all right with or whatever. That's just human nature. And I guess it's like that when you go away from home, maybe with Everton or even at Goodison, there'll be a section of people that might like each other, but you're all Evertonians together. And I feel like we've lost a bit of that. And I feel like the club's lost a bit of that. It's all us against you. And we spoke about it on the live last night about David Moyes, the one. And listen, this isn't me paving the way back for Moyes or something like that. But what I'm saying is, the one thing...
Whatever I said, whatever I did.
The one thing that we had under David Moyes that I don't think any other manager's been able to do fully. Martinez done it a little bit, but it still wasn't quite the same. Was that Moyes was like, this is my club, this is our club, us and the fans, and we're against everybody else. Yeah. And he battled for the club and everything about it. And listen, he wasn't great, he wasn't ideal. Of course he wasn't, he had problems. But there was I feel like that's lost now, and I feel like there's divisions all the way over the club. And I think that's Everton's biggest challenge now, is to get someone to unite it all. And the other crowd, I seen someone, and I think you mentioned it the other day, someone had said the biggest thing the big German's done there, German Martin O'Neill's done there, is unite them all so they're all on the same path. I don't think at the moment, I think we are literally at the crossroads in the yellow brick road, Wizard of Oz, and we're getting that all the time from like the, you know, which way to go and all that. We keep changing track, and until we can get back on that same kind of path, but it's going to get worse, I think.
Barry Stevens says, why is that that it's not being mentioned anywhere Son's previous, like Sunday? He was sent off early in the season for retaliation versus Bournemouth, so all this BS about he's not that type of player is a crock of nonsense. Mark has responded. Mark Guglielmo says, it's not Bournemouth was last year. Now the only red card he's ever gotten is in the top flight was he's ever gotten in the top flight. Got one in Germany, didn't he, for kicking out? Gary Ward says, coming through loud and clear. Dave Wild says, I hope the club bring Andre Gomes onto the pitch in the Norwich game to show the fans are behind them. Also, if time means nothing to you, Ped, did he put his clocks back last week? Did I put my clocks back? No, because my clocks were already where they were because I hadn't put them back the last time. Derek Hunt says, even the lads has anything positive to tell us about Everton today to help cheer me up, please. Yeah.
Under 21s got through last
week.
Yeah. In the leasing.com cup.
Thanks. The under 21s, thanks to 29-year-old Umania.
We drew 2-2 and then somehow had the penalty shootout for no reason, even though we were 3 points ahead of the Crew.
Mark says, I vote for a non-defence formation on Saturday. Pickford, Siddiby, Holgate, Mina, Dean, Davis, Walcott, Iwobi, Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Keane. 2 strikers and from Davis through Iwobi lined up as a diamond quartet in the middle. Boom, go, thoughts. That's what he said, boom, go, thoughts.
I'm just looking at Davis as the anchor.
Yeah, he's the anchor.
Don't know, because I want his energy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
it's a bit open,
it's an open attacking team. Don't know. Why is it any worse than what we've been doing?
Gary Ward says, fireworks scare the crap out of my dog, so I can't partake.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah. Dave Wild says, Burger King chips are the best as well. And Simon Rouse says, Ped, I'm sure Brannigan's crisps were ham and mustard flavour. God, they were gorgeous. Simon, you might be right, or this might just be a German thing. I don't know. I think you probably are right. But they had mustard in them, and the mustard was nice.
Make sure you get the thumbs up, the likes in for the video while you're there as well, please. Thank you. Gary Climo on YouTube says 1-0 to Southampton after another uninspiring midfield treacle.
It's positive.
Display. Paul Hayes, prawn cocktail. David Collins, barbecue beef all day. Mark Smith from Colombia says, by the way, no Everton tops in Bogota. That's not good, is it?
What, you can't buy them?
You can't get them, no.
It's gone on the DH.
Get on DH gate, Mark, and you'll be sorted, honestly. Stephen Poynton says, Ped, you know when you sang The Lion Sleeps Tonight the other week about Dembele, could we make it about Benny? Beningame, 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 Beningame. It works, doesn't it?
Not one of them flinch, by the way.
No.
Professionalism.
Patrick Farrell says, howdy lads. Hernandez 04 says, hello lads, hope all is well. Where do we get on from here? Even if Silva gets canned, middle of the park can now not hang with the majority of other Premier League teams.
Just stop it.
Is that true though? Is that true? If you had Delph, Davis and Iwobi, or if you had Schneiderlin, Davis and Iwobi, there's a lot of midfields in that Premier League that are garbage, mate, that they just do a job. And if, listen, Liverpool miss the midfield out a lot of times because they're so good at further forward, and Leicester tend to do that if Vardy early. There's ways round it. Your midfield just has to make sure they can get about the pitch and they're involved in a battle. Is it weaker now we haven't got Gomez? Of course it is. But is it the worst? No. So, but Thor Martinson says, I'm a patron, but I come over to give you a like here too. This is how much I love Toffee TV. Thanks, Thor. P. Murph says, evening, boys. Ian Dodd says, if Southampton beat us Saturday, is Silva done? That's for you.
Yeah, I mean, Silva's been done for a while for me. I mean, I just sit here thinking, whatever. I know what I want. But
okay.
You can't have him. Fine.
Joel Murphy says it's all good. Thor Martinson says looking great. Brother_Abel says, what do you think of the Holgate-Mina partnership? Didn't see the game, unfortunately, so how were they? They were very good, but both could have done better for the goal, which is kind of important that you don't make mistakes. I think the problem was Alex Iwobi should have played a forward pass to Andre Gomez, which would have had us on the edge of Tottenham's box. And he played a backwards pass to Delph, which missed it. And then Yerry Mina probably should have retreated to allow Sidibe to get back, but he didn't. He got attracted to the ball, which meant he was out of position. But then Dele Alli went past Holgate. He just tried to stop him with his backside for some reason, and he put it in. And Pickford probably could have done better. But that aside, in general, he were very good.
In general, they played well, and I think that's a partnership to go forward with.
Yeah, definitely. Matthew Barry said, a man with two names. And we've got a few with two names, haven't we? And Matthew is
with the two names.
Matthew's a patron as well. But
Matthew, are you still in Florida?
Probably representing the Blue Room still in Florida. Matthew Barry said, we all know Ings will score on Saturday, so we will at least have to score 2.
We have to score.
Tom Walsh says, sound top notch, looking exquisite. So that's just for you and your
Well, the next one's the same. Paul P. Murph, sound, and you look fucking amazing, Ped.
There you go. He likes you. He quite often says you look amazing. So fair enough, P. He's in the Gladys Street. Meet up with him. Patrick Farrell says, any orange twirls? Nope. You have in yours. You took, for some reason, Steve Kelly brought us 12 into the studio. Ped took 51 home and left me with 1. Hang on.
What happened the next day? What happened?
So after you took the 37 home, Sean Turton sent us 4. I got 1, and you give the other 3 to the Reds.
I give 2. Hang on, but what happened? They came in and said, we've been looking for your orange 12.
They've been
gone. I've took them up. They're safe. It's very much.
We've got them.
Is it like it's like bullseye. It's like bullseye. They're safe. So they'll come back when they've forgotten about them. I'm just letting them. I got another 6 on.
You're going to be able to sell these on eBay?
Roger.
Your Christmas shopping sorted, isn't it?
He got me 6 from Wales. And then afterwards he went, I can get you more. He was like, get you more if you want, I can get you more. Honestly, he walked up to me and he just went, like he just went, Ped, and I went, yeah, anyway. He just went like that, put a bag. He just literally, outside the church, just put a bag in my hand. And I went, what do I owe? And he went, no, don't worry about it.
Just walked off.
I just walked off.
Roger's the man. See Roger on Twitter, he's the man.
That's how we deal. We deal in orange 12s.
Hernandez says, even this weekend, James Ward-Prowse is a fantastic player. Will be tough to Schneiderlin to deal with. That's all the best from the USA. All the best, mate. Mark G says, you both look wonderful, but only Baz sounds good. JK, he's messing. Josh Edmondson says, hi, once got a shout out on my missus being pregnant. Leighton has now been born on the 27th of October and is wearing his Everton baby hat with pride. Josh and Jess. Well, hello and congratulations, Josh and Jess, and I'm glad Leighton is doing well. I'm representing Everton already. Hope Mum is doing well because everyone's made up the baby. Mum sometimes gets pushed to the side. So Jess, I hope you're doing well.
You've literally destroyed Paul Leighton's life. I mean, I just hope you know that.
Get him a half and half. Get him a half Everton, half Man City.
Bayern Munich.
Or Bayern Munich, go different countries.
Dortmund, Barcelona.
Gary Climo says, remember when we had Gravis and Carsley, Kale, leaders all up the spine. That's why we've had worse teams with better performers. Mentally, it counts huge for match day. You said that, haven't you?
Yeah.
The mental side of it is what's holding Everton back rather than just about ability.
Yeah.
Stephen O'Connor says, massive fan of Pickford, but thought he could have done better for Spurs' goal. Ball didn't even go in the corner of the net and he was nowhere near it. Too many mistakes, but I think he'll come good. You know what he did? I got sent 4 stills of his positioning by Mike, one of our patrons. And just before Dele Alli hits it, he puts his weight on his left foot as if he's guessing Ali's going to put it to the left of him. And so as Ali hits it back to his right, he can't shift his weight in time. And he does this, Jordan Pickford, and I don't know, I'm not a goalie, never have been. So I don't know whether you do just guess as a keeper. But it seems at the moment he's trying to anticipate too much where the shots are going, and that might be what is catching him out at times, to be fair. James Steele says, was just about to ask about the red card. We've done that. Steve Gray says, you both think Silva will be gone if we lose on Saturday.
If there's a replacement.
Yeah, I mean, I just wonder how he can carry on, because I don't know whether we can justify it if he loses at the weekend. 11 points in 12 games and losing to a team below us who will then go level with us. But he might well, listen, he could easily beat Southampton and Norwich, and Everton will be top half of the table or halfway up, and then we start going, tell you what, we're only 4 or 5 points off Europe. The situation looks totally different then, but Saturday's a massive game, make no mistake about it. Royal Blue 1878 says, the longer we leave the prolonging sacking of Silva, the tougher it will be for the next manager. Patrick Farrell doesn't he's asking us, did Son really deserve to be sent off though?
Yes.
Yes, he did. And the reason why he deserved to be sent off was he endangered the opponent, which is an FA law. And forget about whether he leapt through mid-air and scissor tackled Gomez from behind. The thing what a few people seem to have missed is he got a cob on because Gomez caught him and he chased after him to do him.
Yeah.
And he jumped in and he clipped him. And, okay, if Gomez would have just fell flat on his face, he wouldn't have broke his ankle, of course, and some would have been given a yellow card. But he sent, it was the cause and effect, wasn't it? He jumped in and sent him into Aurier. Gomez's foot got planted underneath him, and he's now out for the season. So, yes, he did deserve a red card, in our opinion. Where are we? Peter Butler says, would love to hear your opinion on Rafael Benitez at Everton. Ped, brilliant defensive coach, serial trophy winner, and he's managed the biggest clubs in the world.
He's
Ped's choice.
He's my number one.
To be honest.
Number one. But people tell me we can't have him, so what can I do?
Okay. Oscar Duke says, photos clearly show that Aurier studs clearly broke Gomez's ankle, so why are we being fed the lie about Gomez's studs in the turf? I think his studs did go in the turf because I think that's why his leg opened up. But I'll be honest with you, Oscar, I haven't watched it again.
Yeah.
So I've seen it with my own eyes at the match, hence why I know that Son chased after him. And every Evertonian who was in the stadium probably will have seen Son running after him because he had the cob on. After that, because I'm on the Bullen side, so I was on the other side of it, he went into where other players were, and then I could tell because he put his foot up and I could see it hanging and everyone screaming, so that's when I knew, but I haven't had the bottle to watch the challenge again. I don't want to see it again, to be honest with you. So you might be right, other people. Well, Mark Clattenburg said Aurier should have been red carded as well. He said they were both red cards, so make it at what you will. Tom says, Baz, is there anything in these Adolfo Gates rumours? South American press isn't very reliable.
No.
I think Everton have an interest in him. They had an interest in him in the summer. But as far as we've agreed to deal with him and all that, I don't think that's true at the moment. I'm quite sure he's trying to get here, or certainly his agent is trying to get here, because his agent was trying to get him an Italian passport in the summer.
Right, there's some off patient.
Yeah, go ahead.
Keith Powell says, just back after 4 weeks in Olvig Ziekenhuis, which is a hospital in Amsterdam. Okay.
Well, I hope you're all right.
He said he had pneumonia and heart failure, prematurely caused by Everton's run of bad form, lack of energy, lethargic performance,
caused.
and generally bad overall atmosphere building towards the manager, leading to stress levels rising high and appetite running low. Serious situation.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Can't have just been Everton, mate, but I hope you're well.
I hope you're good. Simon Rouse says Burger King destroys McDonald's for burgers. However, I do love a double cheeseburger at Mac's. Yeah, double cheeseburger at Mac's is something special. Kane says, why do people think that it'll all change when we get a new stadium? Changing stadium doesn't guarantee success and trophies. No, it doesn't, Kane, but I think it guarantees a little bit more money that we can use to buy more average players with, I suppose, mate. Kane also says, to make everyone feel together at the club, we got to win football managers, and the last few years we haven't won many. We can never seem to put an unbeaten run together when it matters, not including at the end of the season when the pressure is off. Keith says, during the last 4 weeks there have been a slight improvements under the tender, loving care, but signs of weakness here, and they need special attention. Mark will be aware. I don't know why he's talking about Everton or himself here.
I think he might be talking about Everton there.
And Mark says, did either of you watch the Chelsea versus Ajax Champions League match? Holy crap, what a game. Naturally referee, VAR controversy again. But we should empty the bank account for David Neres. Do you rate him? I watched him in the summer. I didn't really rate him.
He's a good player. I don't know whether he could do it here regularly at the moment, but he'd need an acclimatisation period, wouldn't he? I'll tell you who I do rate, Ziyech.
Yeah. That was hilarious, that goal.
He could get it. Oh, yeah. He could get in. That left foot's lovely.
Gary Ward says, chili cheese flavour, Fritos, corn chips. Derek Holton says, golden wonder cheese and onion from when I was a kid on the bus with my dad, when I was convinced every bus conductor was called Jack, as my dad always was. Asked for the tickets as one and a kick Jack. Okay. Barry Stevens says,
Got the season on.
Got the season, yeah.
Retaliation.
Awesome Cookie says, bored of being negative, it's bloody Southampton up the Toffees, bring it on. Dave Wild says, with Chicky Chev being the latest ex-player to take the pitch at half-time, who's the ex-player you would most like to see return to the club?
To the club?
You know, to come in as a guest.
I'd love to Adrian Heath.
Okay, he'll be back soon.
I know he's back next week.
And Gary Ward says, in and out burger, thumbs up. And Mark says, there are only about 7 of us here who would get and agree with this law. Well, I've had in and out burger and they are amazing.
I've had one.
But I don't know if I've had that. Where have you had?
No, I haven't had one.
You haven't
I
had
haven't had one.
They're only on the, they're only on the West Coast.
Aren't they? Yeah,
I don't know if I'd have another one because I believe they give a lot of money to Trump. And that I do take that kind of stuff seriously.
Okay. Connor Kenny says, slowly falling out of love with football, cheats, diving, lucky teams, officials, VAR. Hard to disagree. Knowing, Ped, Mark G says, not knowing what hump day is proof you've never worked a hard day in your life.
I do know what hump day is. I just literally hate the term.
Stephen Richardson says, looking forward to getting Howard's Way DVD tomorrow. Good.
Why get it tomorrow? I thought it wasn't out till the 11th.
I thought it wasn't out till Friday. But I don't know. Peter Francis says, what do you make of the Spurs tweet? Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting.
It is disgusting, we agree. James Steele, on the weekend, what about 4-1-3-2 with with Keane, DCL and Tosin up front?
It's a bold move, Cotton.
So no Richarlison?
I mean, playing into the hands there.
No, sorry. You know what he's saying is either Keane or DCL with Tosin.
Okay.
Harrison McGlashan says, VAR rant, go. You know what? We've done a lot of VAR ranting. It's absolutely bollocks at the moment. It's not VAR, let's be clear. VAR literally just shows you what's happened. It's the people using it who are absolute tools. Let's be honest about it. There we go. Tom, what did you guys make of the Richarlison article? We ranted about it last night, Tom.
Terrible.
Awful. Absolutely awful. Jediah Aniono says, what are you snacking on there?
Billy.
A jive, which Billy still hasn't got for Ped.
It's all right, I just want the charger now.
Sophie Gallagher says, can't believe the club just puts its head in its hands, not speaking out about losers' mentality. Where are we? Peter Butler. Pete, we have talked about Rafa.
Yeah, we've already done it.
David Collins says, tackle from behind, didn't get the ball, endangered the player, red card. Oh, hang on, sorry, peeps, I'm using the FA rulebook, which doesn't apply anymore. Exactly. Real Tour says, top marks on the Twix bars, what chocolate bar are Everton most like? Double decker, promising, yet ultimately incoherent. What chocolate bar are Everton most like?
Something that melts. Dead
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
The more like a chocolate ice cream,
in the sun.
the pressure gets to them and they just melt.
Just straight all over you and without questions.
And something that's really chocolatey, it just looks like poo.
Big Nozzer says, "Aye lads, just sent my best wishes to Andre. Let's hope he comes back fitter and stronger. Here. Patrick Farrell says, when you look at the state of Parliament, maybe Guy Fawkes had a point.
Oh, I have no doubt of that, maybe. But you've got to be very careful what you say, haven't you, about these kind of things. You might end up on a watch list. And I do want to go back to America at some point. And I feel like I'm already on one list. Not that one, though.
Mark Smith says, get your asses here, I look after...
Where?
Here.
Where?
Colombia.
Mate, do you know, if we had like, I don't know, like True Geordie money, or something, or Everton went on...
Just didn't have to worry.
If I could go on like one good holiday a year, I can go on one good holiday every 3 years, then I'd go, you know what, I'd love to go to Colombia, but when you've got to like have a guaranteed boss holiday, you can't go. Imagine going to the, like, what's your fancy Bogota at this time of year? Should we go to...
Well, we would do if we had the money.
Medellin? Go to Medellin?
It'd be great, we'd just go there, do a couple of videos from there if we were True Geordie on that money that he's on.
My mate's been down there, to be honest.
Fair play.
My mates I've been following Instagram, he's put like Panama Canal and everything, he's been right down there.
There you go.
He's a fearless warrior.
Matt O'Regan says, shout out to Colombian Evertonians, we love Big Yeri.
You can get the new Colombia away kit on the H gate already, it's not even out.
Amazing.
It's not even out.
Mark Smith says, hi, took the boys for a stadium tour on Friday, I think. First time for them seeing around the ground, firstly. Tour guides are brilliant, but I can...
You going, John? No. Okay.
I can see what... John Blaze here, if there's any business-related questions, but he's going to the toilet at the moment. I can see what Ped meant about the club being so far behind. It's comical. That's frustrating that someone's gone on a tour and thinks that, isn't it?
Oh, have they been on a tour? Yeah.
Stewie 1987, IFY says, all right, lads, PS4 or Xbox? PS4.
Xbox, what's one of them?
Robert Workman says, hi, from Vienna. You've both been... Sorry,
You got that completely wrong. What you should have said is, hi, from Vienna! Like that. Just saying.
That's we'll come back to that in a minute about playing football. Where are we? Keeps when it touches this, it flies up, doesn't it? You get nothing
Pardon?
from.
You on Instagram again?
No, I'm not. Yeah, Nick EFC Malt says my favourite crisps are Brannigan's beef and mustard. Yeah, I said beef and mustard, didn't you?
We're like twins.
You said that.
Except I'm like the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. No one get that reference? No one get that reference?
Robert Workman says, Baz, what happened to the player who deliberately broke your leg after you scored against the team? Nothing. Didn't even get booked.
It's hard to
playing
chase
for
after them.
Aston Town. Scored a Tony Yeboah goal against Liverpool. And then it got done and he stamped on me and the referee mustn't have seen the stamp or whatever. But I carried on for about 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, you're a little warrior.
No one wasn't.
Oh, you're my hero. Oh, bad.
But no, nothing happened. Nothing happened. And then I was fit again. Here's a little weird one. The first game, that was in August, and the first game I was fit again for was them at home.
Oh.
But he didn't play.
Oh.
Won 2-0, scored one, but he didn't play.
Oh.
So there you go. Phil McBoob says vitamin D should be taken for the doom and gloom of the winter months. It should, Phil, that's the problem. That's why a lot of people get seasonal disorder, lack of vitamin D. Peter Francis says, regardless of whether we lose to Southampton, I don't think he'll lose his job. Okay. I just can't see them sacking him without anyone lined up. That's the question, isn't it? Really, is have they got anyone lined up? Dave Collins says, Peter Butler give up with the same Benitez question every 2 minutes. Peter, we did answer it, Ped. Once Rafa Benitez, he did say it. Aaron Martin said, speaking of COD, have you two got it? And what do you think of it so far? I haven't got it. My lads got it.
I hate online games. Yeah, they're crap. They're all like young kids who are about 12 who play it for like 20...
And isn't the campaign 6 hours?
Yeah, they play for like 27 hours a day. And then the camp...
Because time isn't real.
Time isn't real.
Yeah, of course. And
they live on Mars. And you go and play it, and because you might have like an hour here or there, you just jump on it, it's like, dead. Respawn, dead. And I want it for like the campaign, that's why I love like Red Dead, and that's why I just played The Last of Us again.
Red Dead is amazing.
I want long campaigns. Simple as that. I can't be arsed with this. It's just lazy. It's just lazy. Oh yeah, let's just go online. Go out. Go online.
Okay.
Just feels lazy.
All right. Johnny Robinson says toxicity amongst fans is never like before.
Can't hear the word toxic or toxicity without getting into a bit of Britney.
Okay.
And we all like to get into a bit of Britney now and again.
There you go. Regardless of whether you like the manager, or certain players, the fans should be united behind the club and the badge. It should be, Johnny, but it isn't. And I think we need to get back to that. I don't know how, but I think we need to get back to it. Sophie said, if the players had any bottle and fight, they would be going to win the games now. And what happened to Andre and being had off by the FA in the Premier League? Everton will get back to winning ways when they beat Southampton this Saturday, says Eugene. AJ No says, voting Labour in the election. You should all be voting Labour, working class people. Martin Wilson says, silver out, Eddie Howe in. No, thank you. Not for me, Martin.
No. No, Martin.
Mark Smith says, let's show ambition, let's try for the special one. Jack says, in my early 30s and I've only seen Everton win one trophy, hoping we can win the EFL Cup. It's annoyed me in previous seasons that we haven't.
I'm all about the leasing.com Cup.
Let's do a double. Patrick,
when the ass goes up to lift the leasing.com Cup, I'll be there. Okay.
Patrick Farrell says Tato are the best crisps,
but
amazing. Maybe only in Ireland.
Well, you get them in as well if you know where to look. Right?
Well, if you see thingy off, Roger off Twitter, I'm quite sure he can fix you up with a bag of six. Nick EFC Mort says, all the time Silver is gaffer, I have to give him my backing. Good lad, Nick, good lad. Graham Finch says he was worried about our form with Andre Gomez in the team. Now he's terrified without him.
Good point.
It is berserk. James Richards says, why is it we haven't learned? We are hated in football now. It's highlighted every game we play, getting robbed on decisions. The Mike Flynn says the Son ban is shite. Should have been out until the injured player returns. Big Nozzer says, I agree, boys. The atmosphere at the game is no togetherness. But it's due to us not knowing the club's real direction. Yeah. Exhausted with all the letdowns we've had in the past. There you go. Aaron's asking, Ped, do you do any other podcasts?
Aaron, I do another podcast called the Nerds Social Club podcast.
Oh, okay.
We're doing a guy in America.
Oh, okay.
Coincidentally, he's got the same name as you. So yeah, give it a listen if you're into that kind of thing. I mean, you know, I do it at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm slightly a little bit more awake than I am now.
Oh, okay. So you're reserving some more energy for something that isn't actually your job.
Well,
Marvellous.
I love that.
No, that's great. I just wanted it clear.
You're not supposed to love your job, are you?
Stuart says, Baz, what's with part-time Ped?
What are you talking about? If I'm not in front of the camera, I'm behind it making the magic happen. Me and Billy run this shop.
I mean, do you want to clarify?
Runs this shop. He just turns up and just sits down like one of those women on Strictly and introduces some fella to dance. It's the dancers and the magicians and the musicians who do the hard work, and that's me and Billy. Billy's a musician. I'm a magician. And this fella, he's Claudia Winkleman, this fella.
Talent,
that's why he dyed his hair, so he could have the same hair colour as Claudia Winkleman.
Is what it's called.
Winkleman.
Talent.
Pete Winkleman, he's a bit weird, isn't he?
Who's he?
He owns MK Dons. Pete Winkleman.
Oh, him, yeah.
Is that Claudia's dad?
Billy, check that. See if it's Claudia's dad.
I don't even know. He doesn't even know Claudia Winkleman or Dave Winkleman or...
Doesn't matter. Danny Austin says...
He's checking this.
Well, good, I want to know.
Pete Winkleman.
Danny Austin thinks me and you should manage Everton. Co-manage Everton. I'd tell you what, I'd have us in the top 8 like that.
And I tell you what,
without a shadow.
I'd have 200,000 followers on YouTube.
If you managed Everton?
Yeah, I'd do that side of things. I'm a magician.
Oh, okay. I'd just, yeah.
John slightly...
David Collins, hang on, David Collins, yeah, they can't manage a better PES team, Danny. Whatever, David, because if you've watched Road to Glory, you will know we have been done up like kippers by VAR. Thank you, David.
That's playing, though. That's not actually managing,
yeah,
is
managing.
Excuses.
John's standing over us very honestly here. He's like...
He is, John's. Any questions for John Blaine, business-wise? It'll all be about the manager, John, and you'll have to defend or...
I'm here as well.
And the Piv's still here. Sorry, you two were in such a tight conflab. We left you. In the green room. We need that camera on the green room, don't we? There are we.
They were discussing Swansea City's tactical approach to getting back into the Premier League.
Swerve that then. Get the likes up, people. 360 of you watching live. Lewis EFC says, Luca Dean's cross with Cenk Tosun's header was so good, volley cross. It was. What a switch by Mina, by the way. SFINXDNB
Gonna take you.
says, hello, guys. How long do you think Gomez will be out for? Until next season.
I think next season.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Sean Morgs loves us, guys. Thanks, Sean.
Dave Wild says, is there anything in the world hotter than a Goodison steak pie?
No. Well, I mean, your Instagram account for a start. But no, they are ridiculously hot and seem to get hotter as you carry on with eating them. They don't go cooler.
That's a selling point, though, surely. That's a good selling point.
Burn your mouth off.
That's a good selling point.
Hang on, Billy's coming back to us with the Al Winkleman. Any relation to Claudia?
Apparently Barry Winkleman is her dad.
Okay, but what's Pete to it?
What's Pete?
Well, that's what we asked you to find out.
Put in Google, is Pete Winkleman, MK Dons, related to Claudia? No, you didn't.
You didn't work hard enough. You're getting as bad as Joe, you. I'll send you for a long stand and you'll come back without a long stand. Mark G says, just a little bit of perspective around the big R word. We project out to 38 points. Well, then that's all right, Mark, isn't it? Southampton projects to 28. Norwich projects to 24. Watford projects to 15 points. Small consolation, but the table is so bad it'll almost be difficult to go down. You say that.
Oh, I don't like that.
I mean, you've just projected 38 points and I'm supposed to be happy about that.
We're supposed to be this year. the manager's
Remit.
target
Remit.
was Europe, top 6 in Europe. That was what he said last season. It had to be, 7th and Europe, because it had to be better. So if we get 38 points, then I would suggest that there needs to be serious questions for Marcel Brands as well, because I don't think he should get after. If he's brought players in that only get us 38 points, which would be our second lowest ever Premier League total, then despite spending 400 million like we have in the last 3 seasons, someone's not doing the job properly.
Barry
That's what I would
Stevens
say.
says trips to Colombia can pay for themselves. I've no idea what he's saying.
No, I don't. Well, yeah.
Thor Martinson says twins, Danny DeVito. There you go. Simon Rouse says you're right with the crisps. It's the ham ones had pickle. I mean, these are the topics that we deal with on a daily basis that don't get enough air, coverage. This is what Everton should be talking about. Favourite crisp. Ed Brown says, I feel we'll play Schneider at the weekend and we'll be back to defend first and play out slow mentality. We need to win the game as opposed to going in not trying to lose it.
Matthew Barry said he represented Toffee TV at Animal Kingdom, and the pictures on Twitter.
Is it? Because
I haven't seen it.
I did see, though, that I think, was it Matthew who went to the shop and they're selling Everton tops in downtown Disney?
Yeah, I'd seen it when I was there.
All right, I'm just
Which is good. No, it's good.
just giving an update.
That is
They haven't sold out.
That is very good. John, what would you
Disney
do?
Springs.
What,
Oh,
in
well,
Disney
all right.
Springs,
I haven't been for God knows how many years.
John's literally back for about 2 weeks ago.
All I'm going to say is maybe if our marketing director done his job a little bit better, I could afford to go to Florida instead of going to Wales.
We could go with our marketing director.
We could have a weekend away. Go and see Orlando.
I mean, our marketing director's coming to Gelsenkirchen when.
That suits him, does it? Going to Gelsenkirchen.
Gelsenkirchen. Yeah, that's where we're going. John, what do we do with the manager? Someone wants to know.
Replace him with a better one.
There you go.
I mean, that is literally the best answer. And he's right, isn't he?
Simon,
John said replace him with a better one. If there's a better one available.
Simon Rouse says, if Everton is a chocky bar, I would say Bourneville. You look forward to taking a bite, but it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. Then for some strange reason, you go back for more. I mean, he's really thought about it.
He's thought about it far too much there. Decades of Music says Bell's pies are the best. I don't even know what a Bell's pie is.
Derek Hilton says Pete and Claudia are not related in any way.
Well, Nathan Lindley said they're not. Unfortunately, they are not related. Unfortunately, I like that people are a bit disappointed.
I did know that. I just wanted Billy to do something.
MC says there's nothing wrong with Wales, lads. There isn't anything wrong.
In fact, aren't we hoping that maybe John buys property in Wales?
Yeah.
Wasn't John looking at property that we were like, if he buys property, we're sorted?
If he buys that, we are doing Pathelli Fan TV. Abersock Fan TV.
Telling you, man, Abersock Fan TV is the way to go.
TV. Listen, we're thinking about doing Dortmund Fan TV, aren't we? Dortmund UK Fan TV. You're up for that, Piv? We just concentrate on Dortmund.
Yeah, we sound great.
And I think John loved it as well. The 4 of us could just do Dortmund UK Fan TV.
I like the yellow.
And we like yellow. We've been on the wall. Listen, I honestly think there's something in that. There is definitely.
Hang on, can't we do Orlando City? UK TV?
Yeah, well, I mean, literally. We've got the MLS show. We could focus heavily on Orlando, given our marketing director lives there for a portion of the year.
We were doing the MLS, but we didn't feel it had value if we weren't actually getting to go out and see a couple of games now and again.
Piv, I've got you earmarked for the MLS show with me next year, because Ped has no interest in it. Andy, someone's just asked what centre-back we could sign in January, in your opinion.
It has to be. So obviously you've seen Holgate and the balance it provides with Mina.
Yeah.
You need someone with pace, someone who's physically up to the Premier League. So there is Kamara at Marseille, whether he's physically.
Kamara at Marseille, Piv says.
What about Samar? What's his name? Yeah.
He's 26. He's pretty physical. I wouldn't say necessarily that he's the right choice.
Is he not quick enough?
He's good enough. He's quick enough, but I think we can do better. Again, it comes down to what Brands thinks is right for the team. It has to be someone who's good on the ball, so can carry the ball as defence. Kurt Zuma, for example, would be all right, but whether Chelsea let him go.
See Kurt Zuma's run last night?
Yeah.
See?
No.
Picked the ball up in his own penalty box, beat 7 players, and put the ball over the bar.
Oh, it's amazing. I love the fact he was in a defence that conceded 4.
I didn't mention that. I just said, did you see his run?
And what I loved about that was Ajax had 9 men and still nearly won it 3 times on the run.
Simon Rouse
Brilliant.
says you can hire him for Dortmund Fan TV.
Okay, Si. Oh, yeah, well, listen, you'll be there
I'm
with your bloody chainsaw.
I'm not really sure we're in the position to start hiring yet.
No, not yet. Not until our directors sorted it.
Perhaps we should learn German first, yeah?
No, not for UK. Not for UK.
Never mind.
John, did we have any issue talking to anyone in Germany in our, we got there? Speak English.
I mean,
We're on our travels.
You had difficulty ordering the
it's-
size of your pizza.
I didn't have difficulty ordering it. I had difficulty finishing
So why
it.
didn't you just get a child's one?
Shut up. Because the child's one was probably still like that. That's why.
The child's one come with a beer as well.
You know what we could?
Hang on,
You know what we could do? No, hang on. I know how we could make Dortmund Fan TV work. I'm being serious. Honestly, right? We could literally just go and collect all the plastic cups in that end. At the end, you get a euro for every single one. We could easily make 10,000. At the end, all 25,000, and everyone lashes them. We could make 10,000 every week.
If there was one thing that
You put all those little German kids out of work.
Well, they'd think I'm one of them, wouldn't they? Let's be honest with the size.
I think the thing that we really struggled with was ordering that breakfast.
Yeah. It was nice though, wasn't it?
You didn't have fish or patty or something?
I had a bit of salmon. No, it was like a mixed one, wasn't it? I had a bit of salmon. It was nice.
Mixed grill. It's exactly what you want in the
A
morning.
mixed fish thing. It wasn't the morning. Yeah, me and John had identified a place to eat.
Yes,
About
Starbucks.
10 miles away from where we
Starbucks
went.
is where you identified.
I mean, we're literally bringing back the holiday show here, aren't we? Without Judith Chalmers, this is what we're talking about. EFC said only do Dortmund did they scrap that song. Well, you will have seen video of John online and me with turning our back to the song, which a lot of Reds found. They didn't like that, did they, John?
Went viral, that, didn't it?
They didn't like the fact that we don't like that song and thought that we should like it. Yeah. Dortmund don't even like it. John was speaking to
John.
Mark, wasn't it? Oh, we speak to John, but Mark, who was like the ultras, like, well, voice spokesperson, and he's saying we don't like it. It's a tourist song.
We got him on video saying that.
Yeah, he's on video saying it. So it's not only us as Everton.
Paul123 says Umbro.
But it's a tourist song in this city as well.
Yeah, it is. It is a
You're right, John.
Paul123 says Umbro aren't in the Everton business anymore. What does that mean? I don't know. And
They might be in about 6 months.
Eric Anders says, Ped, don't you think you were a bit harsh on
Yeah,
Son?
that's just seen that.
No, I don't think I was a bit harsh on Son at all. He broke one of our players' ankles.
Well, he started the chain of events that led to
Broke
the
his ankle.
play.
He broke his ankle. Stop being... Got people going round the edge. He broke one of our players. Get angry. Get angry. This is what's wrong with our club. Get angry. Because, honestly...
John, question, and anyone who's watched the American Office, there you go. What are the club lacking in terms of communication to the fans? And I know you can give me this answer because you've been banging on about it on the Everton Business Matters podcast for 2 years.
Lacking.
There's no communication. So how do we solve that?
There's plenty of communication.
Not to the fans, there isn't. And I'm speaking as
There's
a...
probably communication all day, every day across different channels.
It's not the
isn't
right
there?
one then, is it? So we're lacking a
I think
chief...
the football club's cautious in its communications. You might call that safe, I suppose.
Safe, cautious.
Yeah, and I think
Cautiously.
in some respects, we as fans get the communication that we, in some respects, deserve. Because I think the cautious part of the football clubs, you could talk about whether it's engagement or whether it's communication, but you're just talking about communication, isn't it?
Yeah.
So communication by its very nature is push communication, so they just tweet things, they put things on websites and so on. Engagement is responding.
That
as well,
engagement's
isn't it?
more rather than communication.
I think they are cautious because they perhaps spend too much time thinking how the fans might react rather than just doing it.
It's a good point.
Yeah. And
Would we rather that as a football club to just be told the club's doing it? I think it'd probably get a bit more respect if it did
and
that.
I think the fact that the club rather is probably, as we speak, is starting to realise that it can make better use of fan media, for example, because national media they clearly want their narrative in a certain way.
Yeah.
So they want interviews with managers. They want to know who's injured, who hasn't had his ankle broken or whatever. And the club probably recognise that they need to do more than that as well.
Yeah.
So this chap over here was talking before about those type parts of a business, not necessarily Everton, but in general. In fact, it was you talking about your son. He gets told to do something at least 10 times. He only does it 10 times when someone else does it 20 times.
Yeah,
and I think what we do from
just doing enough.
Yeah, what we do from a communication point of view, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It just could be so much more.
I think, do you accept that there should be someone almost like front of house who is like the face of communication almost?
You know
so
what
like
I'm
the
gonna
state.
say?
Well, I do. So I'm giving you the opportunity to.
I fundamentally believe there should be what you just described as a front of house person.
Yeah.
But they still do the behind the house stuff as
Yeah,
well. It's
yeah.
not just a presenter who sits in front of a TV
No,
camera.
no, of course,
Yeah?
but
You know, so the chief engagement officer will be accountable for all engagement throughout the business, and accountable at board level for that. Therefore, should sit on the board. That's what I think.
I think that's.
So when we're talking about the stadium, or whether we're talking about the manager, or whether we're talking about suppliers, like whether it's Sodexo, or whether it's Umbro, or whether it's Fanatics, and all that sort of thing, the one-stop shop for getting an answer is the chief engagement officer.
Yeah.
And he front things up, or she, because it could be a she.
Yeah.
He or she fronts things up, you know, and so when fans want answers to questions, you know where it's going to come from.
I think that's what I think we're missing a massive opportunity to do that, because I think there's too many times where then, and me and you've spoken about this, where and me and Ped always speak about it, where the narrative is filled by somebody else, because there's a quiet period. There's periods where the club could get on top of things. Like the stadium is the biggest one. The club are quiet because there's probably not really that much to say, but no one's driving that conversation. So other people do, like Ian Ross goes on Radio City, Alan Stubbs films him and he goes, that stadium will never be built. Farhad Moshiri's not interested, he's pulled the plug and blah, blah, blah. Words to that effect, which is nonsense and lies. And yet, things like that are allowed to happen because it's quiet.
Yeah, let's also be a bit fair here for the football club. Right?
Yeah.
So we've got a second phase consultation,
Yeah.
which has already taken a little, I think, probably telling the truth here, I don't know. The ESC will probably tell us because he's got a stopwatch on it, I think. That it's already taken longer for the results to come out than the first time around.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
But of course, this isn't the second time around. This is the last time around.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Okay? And so 40-odd thousand people have done the survey.
Yeah.
Now, collating the outcome of the survey is quite straightforward because, you know, it's a tick box type thing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the free format comments that people have made that you have to collate. And as far as I understand it, there's tens, if not hundreds of thousands of items that they're collating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Once you've collated it, you've then got to figure out what does it mean?
Yeah, true.
Because what the fans are expecting is that to turn into some insight which is communicated to them. And I think that communication is imminent. But you're quite right. You know, what I've just said, perhaps the club could have said that 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And everyone will go, oh,
So
right,
we just
okay.
know where we're going.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
You've got an army.
It's almost breadcrumbs to the next
you've got
bit.
an army of people trying to understand all this data that they've got, you know, and that you're going to feed it back to us as soon as you possibly can.
And that, if they say that, like I said, it's breadcrumbs, isn't it? Because then we can go, oh, great. So in a few weeks, we'll get the definitive results, but the club are working towards that, and that's the plan. Because they have followed what they've said they're going to do. But there's just been too many, in my opinion, probably too many moments where it's quiet and nothing's really happening.
It works both ways as well.
It does. No, it does.
It works both ways because on one side, the football club could give regular communications, which might not be saying much, but are fundamentally saying, we haven't forgotten. We do know that you're waiting on this, so bear with us. But on the other side, going back to we get the communications that we deserve, and you've got that trust thing going on and how the fan base may or may not react, particularly those on social media, which can be a bit reactive, shall we say.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many people thought the Stubbs thing or the fella doing the talking were more insightful than the truth.
Yeah.
But believing people who common sense says to you might not be that close to matters is in itself an issue. Yeah. Of
course it is.
So both those things are on a balance sheet, aren't they? On one hand, you've got a fan base who are so in need of information they'll almost believe anything, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And on the other side, you've got perhaps a football club who are scared to say things until they're 100% sure it's absolutely spot on. And I think if we could get the fan base to accept that only 80% of what the club tells you is going to be bang on, because they're telling you stuff before the other 20% has happened, don't kick them in the whatsits when it turns out not to
If
be
it isn't
exactly.
perfectly right.
You just know if the club said we are going to give you the consultation results on the 6th of November, because that's today.
Yeah,
If it didn't happen today, the fume would be huge.
it was, yeah.
Even if it happened tomorrow, no one would. Oh, typical Everton, can't even stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they don't tell us probably until they know it's done. So you could almost say if it was coming out tomorrow, it would just come out tomorrow, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So let's help them by
Fair
being a
play.
bit patient if we can.
Fair play.
Joanne says, we are so disrespected in the media. The last game alone produced at least 3 examples. Son is the victim, Richarlison diving, nothing about the hat and ball. Has it always been this bad, or is it worse than ever?
It's I don't know.
You're right there,
I
Ant.
know.
We
I'm
boring
asleep.
you, mate?
All right, Sam, we'll finish in a minute.
Somebody's keeping him away.
I know. I think it's worse than ever. Me, but that just
There's
might
more
be the way I'm
outlets,
feeling.
and this is where
That's the thing.
this is where I feel Everton are failing, because there are more outlets, and you've got to fill all those outlets. Apparently, Umbro have just took over, will be taking over the rugby union, England rugby union kit. Big, but it's not actually a big deal. It's only $5 million a year.
No, but for them, it's
Yeah, for them it's a lot of exposure and the change in sport. So I don't know whether people are reading into something like that. Don't know what's going to happen with the kit, to be honest. There's a lot of rumours. I don't know. I hope we don't change brand. I really don't, because I like Umbro.
It'll be interesting to see who we change to.
You didn't answer the question though, did you? Well, you did, I think.
I
by
did.
saying it's worse
I
than
think
ever.
it's worse than ever because there's more outlets for it to be worse than ever.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Take a simple observation that if the default of the football club, I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know what he's
I
saying.
don't know what.
Great
I'm
telly.
still closer to the microphone.
Yeah,
so-
go on.
but if the default of the football club is to be cautious and diplomatic,
Yeah.
like the things the manager says around we respect VAR, we respect the officials, those sorts of things, then those renegades who think they can take cheap shots, actually, they almost get a free hit, you know?
No, they do.
You know, so they can say things without any potential comeback. So occasionally, I think we need to, as a football club, do something unexpected, like react to some of that stuff.
Do you know,
in a forceful manner?
genuinely, and
I think we can do that.
Baz
I think
doesn't,
we will
Baz
going
doesn't
forward.
agree with me on this, but I think we could do this show for Everton once a week. It doesn't have to be us, but I think we could do something like this every week, where you have a back and forth with your audience, and you're slightly detached from the club, but you're using the club's YouTube channel, and you can get into debates and you can get into discussions, as long as you don't push it too far, like we obviously do on our own channel because we're allowed to. And I think that's a good way what the club could.
Apart from long debates about chocolate and.
Well, why?
Yeah, hang on a
The
second.
thing about it is, John, why can't you have long
Hang on a
debates?
second,
Why can't you have long
know what
debates?
I'm going to say, yeah.
I think I know what you
Oh,
know.
go on, tell me that.
Go on, John. Go on.
You just don't like
People are
chocolate
waiting.
debates.
Go on.
You would think that because we have, as a football club, quite a large engagement team, we have a reasonably large insight team who analyse data and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
What you guys have been talking about for, an hour or so?
Yeah.
Some of that must be relevant to the football club. So you're talking about
course,
doing a show. Well, you do it one already. It's in progress.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would hope and expect that the engagement people at the football club watch this, because they're going to get something out of it. They won't get whether the chocolate's nice or not, but they'll get the other stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys perhaps should send it to somebody every time you publish one. I don't know. But,
I mean, they watch
because it is helpful.
They do watch what we do,
Yeah,
but it's
it is
whether
helpful.
they take any value from it. And what I mean by that is not that they don't think it's good on what they're getting, but it's what they do with that. We've said it before, it's what they do with the data, it's what they do with the information. You've said when we were speaking off air before about certain bits of information, what will they do with that, what I've told them or whatever. It's, are we doing anything with the amount of data that the football club gets? That's the real question. So the club has a lot of, we could do this and the club could be going, that's a good idea, that's a good idea.
What you were
that's a good
saying
idea,
then, John,
but-
is about like social media and stuff, is other clubs do this kind of thing though. They get relationships going with their fans. That's not always about football. It's about other things. It's just communicating with people. I mean, like, Roma have a brilliant English account. It's dead funny. You have back and forth with other accounts. Teams in America are really good at it. They have back and forth. They don't take it as seriously as Everton take it. Like, what would be wrong with Everton tweeting at 5 o'clock, right? What's everyone having for tea? And get, like, a bit of dialogue going. Some people might go, well, that's a ridiculous use of Everton's media. And it's like, it's a Twitter account, mate. Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Who cares? It's engagement.
They do it.
It's
They've done it
engagement.
sometimes, and they've been good with it.
Yeah.
They've been quite funny with
who
it.
cares? The faceless person you just said, what are Everton tweeting that for? You've got to know your audience to know whether you can or should do things like that.
Maybe they should
Maybe
have
that's the
another
problem.
Twitter account that's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like an offshoot of it. It's Everton, but it's like an offshoot. So
Well,
have
do-
your official
you have a
one.
strategy, don't you? You know,
Yeah.
And this is rhetorical. What is the objective of the Everton Twitter account? So I offer a view. It's to engage with people who are interested in what that Twitter account tweets.
Yeah.
So you tweet things that make people follow.
Yeah.
Because you can monetize the following. Now, have we hit 1 million yet, or whatever?
Yeah, we have, haven't
2
we?
million or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, what is it right now?
Don't
So-
know, have a look.
Have a look at what the Twitter followers is. So when it gets to 2 million or something, you say, well, what do we need to do now to get it to 3? And you can see ambush marketing techniques like Paddy Power use and those sorts of things. They're all done to drive clicks and,
Yeah,
and
of
all
course
that sort
they
of
are,
stuff. So if we can drive clicks to our Twitter account, 2 things will happen, isn't it? One is
1.9.
well, there you go. So not quite 2 million yet, but we should already be planning what we're going to do to get to 3 to 4 to 5
Yeah,
to
of
6,
course,
whatever.
yeah.
And then we sit in front of our partners, be it Fanatics or Sodexo or Umbro or whoever,
Yeah.
and say, look
Megaphone.
at the audience we have for promoting your product. You better give us some more money.
But
Yeah, of
I
course,
tell you what's quite interesting, though, if you go on the Everton in the USA account, they've only got 5,000 followers. But the way that, then it's an official account, the way they interact with their fans is a lot more light-hearted. Now, this is still an Everton account, and it's Everton in the USA, but they tweet a lot more light-hearted than the official account. And that's what I was saying,
Well, is it, you just said it was an official account.
it's an official account. It's Everton in the USA account, but it's Everton's official account. And they have, like, they...
Are we Everton in England? Or
No,
Everton
it's just
in the
that's just
UK?
Everton. But they retweet a lot of, like, places to watch the match in America. They retweet little messages from little videos, just like loads of different things. It just seems a lot more light-hearted. Things from Premier League USA, they do. Everton, it just feels like a lot more light-hearted in its approach, and that's an Everton official account. So, like Baz just said there, why not having another account, which isn't maybe the official account, like the official account, which is just a little bit more tongue-in-cheek, which is just a little bit more like to get there, because if Everton if you've got like a product or something, and you want to push it, why would fans necessarily look for the Everton account, which is a little bit more stiff upper lip? Why would you go and look at that account? That's just service and information. Why not have an account that's just a bit more of a laugh and a bit more of
Everton
a...
have got multiple accounts.
I know they have. I mean,
Yeah.
But-
Everything from fan services, hospitality, whatever. Okay. But the plan should be, particularly for the main one, which is what you call it, official.
Yeah.
The main one, the one with the biggest number of followers, is they should be tweeting what the audience wants.
I mean, they're retweeting stuff from Sport and everything on this Everton in the USA. You know what I mean? Like Sport. Like, what's the objective to do that? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a
Sounds like your show's nearly finished to me.
bit of a strange.
It is. But that was good. So let's finish it there. Done.
You know, let's just go
75
through
minutes.
the. Let's go through the last of the patron.
You will get John on a proper video where you can actually see him and ask him more stuff. But anyway,
Joe Mack says, what would the plot be for an Everton movie and what actors would star in it? Well, it'll be a disaster movie for the start. And
that's it. We should keep that tomorrow. Let's
Yeah.
have a think about that. 'cause
Keith
that's a
Powell says,
pain.
Toffee TV are Everton's front of house communication experts right now, and have been since I started watching them. ESC should employ you guys. Couldn't afford us. Derek Holmes said, if you want to get sorted with a German club, it has to be Schalke. Royal Blue, mad fans, full stadium, and I played for them
Oh,
as
he
an
did,
elite
didn't he?
athlete
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the RAF posting. Baz, the secret of eating a big pizza is only to cut it into 4 pieces. It's too much if you cut it into 8.
Who's that from Dave? Dave, mate, honestly.
No, that's a piss take.
Oh, okay.
You think about it.
Oh,
like,
yeah, of course, yeah. But
massive,
this
yeah.
pizza that he brought was that, mate, honestly. It was ridiculous.
I had 2.
Well, you did. Well, that's you.
Right. Someone asked before where I get my hair cut, Cutthroat Pete's. What did you say?
Nothing?
Evertonian barbers.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the US. People want Wenger, Arsene Wenger, would he be?
Pair
one
of you
for
watched 60 Days? Ian? No, I haven't. Didn't even know what it's on.
Yeah, what is it?
What else are we doing here? Right. Anything else? No, that's about it. That is about it. We've done an hour and 15 minutes, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah.
You know,
Mad numbers.
good stuff. There you go. Thank you for joining us. Next time I get John mic'd up and get him sacked.
Yeah, we will. I
He
mean,
just walked over
it
like
would
a
have
stray
literally
dog.
made sense.
Walked over like a stray dog, looked at us, said he wanted some biscuits. We fed him some. And there you go. So nice one. Make sure if you're on Patreon, we'll be back tomorrow live at 5 as always.
Make sure you give the video a thumbs up.
Give the
Now
video a
there's been
thumbs up.
370 of you.
Oh.
So there should be really.
If you like live at
300.
5, we are on Monday to Thursday on Patreon. So make sure you check us out there as amongst other things. Podcast is out now. The match preview will be on Patreon shortly as well. So if you're not on Patreon and you want all those boss things, join us there. We'll see you later.